One and go.
Howdy, folks.
Howdy, y'all.
Welcome back to the Ian and Lauren Coffee Extravaganza.
Jesse.
Before we get started, I have big news. Jasper will be hosting hoedowns again very, very soon, in 2 weeks.
So explain to people what Jasper is, because not everyone saw the last episode or knows what it is.
Jasper Hill is a restaurant down in Millis,
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, and it's been hosting hoedowns for
Long time.
I would say about almost 6 years.
Not all being in Millis. It used to be in Holliston.
Not all being in Millis, right? But I would almost say about 6 years. Anyway, they're gonna do it outside on the actual porch, I believe. Stay tuned for your acoustic hoedown.
So if you guys are fans of live music and good food, and you're local to that area, check it out. Okay. So, I want to jump into the news.
News today is that there was a guy in some town or another.
I don't know, is this new news or is this old news? Because he said he was dead. If he's dead, it must be pretty old news.
No, he's not dead.
Okay.
There's a guy somewhere in town, not this town, not Holliston, but there's a guy
Local to the area?
Local to the area.
Ooh, didn't know that.
And he's just been looking out his window. Mostly at women.
So he's kind of been like a creep, is what you're saying.
Yes.
So, okay. And this is something that's happened recent?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're within our general Massachusetts area and you see a creepy guy peering out his window with, I don't know, I'm picturing him with binoculars, just like, just keep walking.
Just stay away from him.
Yeah. If people know about him, maybe the police will intervene if they haven't already, because I haven't heard this story, but I haven't been listening to the local news. I don't know. What about national news?
National news. Places are starting to reopen.
Yeah, definitely in our little Boston area, some things are starting to open again. Slowly, a little bit.
Donald Trump has tried this new drug, and he says it's helpful, although I don't think it is. Lauren, what do you think?
Well, if he wants to be the human guinea pig for his own experiment, good on him. It's when he's telling other people to do it, that's the problem. But, I mean, he's also the guy who said we should probably be seeing if we can inject bleach and to kill the virus. But you know, he's not a scientist. I wouldn't take his advice for anything, even if it's not science related.
Ladies and gentlemen, Delfest is also happening this weekend.
So what is Delfest?
Delfest is a bluegrass music festival.
And it's actually physically happening in like an area. Like people are there.
Yes.
Okay, I hope they're being good and like maybe you think maybe they're in their cars listening to the music or physically distanced?
Yes.
Okay. If that's the case, then you know, I would say people need to take precaution but still enjoy their lives.
So make sure you check it out. There's a website out there called Nugget TV.
Nugget.
So check out that music festival. Here's some live great bands.
Are they streaming the videos live so people could watch from home?
Yes.
Oh, that's even better.
Also, some other friends of mine are down there, Trey and Anastasio, and
Nice. Excellent.
Sam Bush, and anyway, Jim Henson.
So we're done with the news. On to the theme of the episode, which is, well, you just
The
said
Muppets.
Yeah.
Jim Henson. Jim Henson was a great man.
He made many great creations.
He's also passed away.
Sadly. Yeah.
Sadly. But I don't know if you guys remember this. Does anybody remember Sesame Street?
How can anyone not remember Sesame Street?
Does anybody remember the Muppet Show?
Okay, let me do. Does anyone remember Muppet Babies? Have you ever watched Muppet Babies, Ian?
No.
Don't. It was a cartoon spin-off of the Muppets, and they were all babies, and that was it.
Also, don't forget, even though we'll be back at Life Experience, we will still continue this podcast.
So, okay, hang on. So we're pausing the Jim Henson talk right now. So what were you saying?
Yes.
So, well, people here might not know what life experience is. So we gotta explain what that is.
Right. So life experience is a program in Millis. Check it out. It's a great program for disabled adults, I would say.
It's like it's a day program, and we both are part of it, and we have fun. And right now, obviously, we can't go there, but we've been doing basically this, not this particularly the podcast, but just Zooming with each other on a daily basis, and that's kind of how we've been keeping it going.
So stay tuned for more podcasts and more shows.
Yeah. So the podcast isn't going to go away. Even if we do go back to the physical program, we're still doing the podcast. But
right.
We can address that in the future, because right now we're on subject for the topic of the day, which is Jim Henson.
So Jim Henson. Jim Henson is a legend when it comes to when it comes to puppeteers and puppets and
Definitely.
Kermit the Frog, I actually have a trivia question about Jim Henson.
So instead of a brain teaser today, we figured we would do a Jim Henson trivia question and see if anyone can answer it. Do you want to ask now?
Yes.
Okay.
What was Jim Henson's first puppet?
So if you think you know the answer to that, write it down in the comments. We'll be looking. And unfortunately, we don't remember the answer to the brain teaser we asked last time. So the answer to that one will be coming in a future episode, I hope.
Yes. Yes, it will.
But what is your favorite Jim Henson product? I don't want to say franchise, even though it is kind of like a franchise, but like what is something that he was a part of or produced that you find to be your personal favorite?
I love the Muppets, man.
Just the plain old good old Muppets.
Yep.
Like the Muppet Show and the Muppet movies and
The Muppet movies and
nice.
the Muppet Show and
Who's your favorite Muppet?
my favorite Muppet is the good old Kermit the Frog.
OG Kermit. He's a good one. He's gone through many transformations over the years.
He
Have you
really has. You have
have
to give it to Kermit the Frog. I mean,
he's in so many. He's part of Sesame Street. He's part of the Muppets. He is he in any? Well, he was in before he was really Kermit the Frog. Have you ever seen those old Jim Henson commercials?
I also have another trivia question about Jim Henson.
Well, let's stay on topic before we jump to that.
Okay.
Have you ever seen those old Jim Henson commercials where it's a Kermit prototype from like an old Jim Henson show, but he's not called Kermit and he's selling coffee? Have you seen those?
He's selling coffee?
Well, he's forcing you to buy coffee is a better way to say it. It's hilarious.
He sells everything.
No, I have to link this to you later. If you want to look up, I think it's called Wilbur's Coffee. I'm going to tell all you guys. Jim Henson coffee commercial because it's hilarious. Wilkins coffee commercials. Look them up. It's
Wilkins.
Well, yeah, Wilkins with a K.
Okay.
Well, not right now. I'm just saying in the future.
Now, Jim Henson also I believe, wanted to break out of the childhood mold.
He really did. He was trying to push for like more, I wouldn't say like sketchy adult oriented shows, but he wanted to do like more puppet shows for adults. And what was that show that he did? I keep forgetting. You can keep talking. I'm going to look it up.
So, as Lauren looks that up, we hold Jim Henson in our hearts and in our prayers. And we love Jim Henson so much.
Well, I'm going to break the tone that you're setting right here by saying The Muppet Show, Sex and Violence, aired on ABC on March 19th, 1975.
1975. Remember that, folks.
Yep. He was trying to push for that for a very, very long time. I watched this documentary and they're talking about it, and he finally got the pilot. I don't think it went too far, though.
No show will go too far.
Where no show has gone before.
Where no, exactly.
Can I talk about some of my favorite Muppet Jim Henson franchises?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, this little guy here, he's from one of them. And do I have the DVD cover with me? No, but I have director's cut of the original Dark Crystal movie, which is one of my favorite Jim Henson franchises. It's a little known movie, came out before Labyrinth, but it's more like a dark fantasy, similar to Labyrinth, but not. It's more fantasy than kind of childish whimsy, I would say Labyrinth's kind of turned into. And it's really fun. And Netflix has this mini series that it started. Actually, just to show you how big a nerd I am, I also have one of the books from it. It's called Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance. It's a prequel to the original movie. So if you're a fan of the movie, check it out for sure. If you have never seen the movie, you can still check it out on Netflix. It's amazing. The puppetry is incredible. They have a behind the scenes documentary mini thing on Netflix. It's so cool. You gotta look it up. It's really nice.
Also, get pop-up books for your kids. They're great.
What?
Get pop-up books for your kids. They're great.
What does that have to do with Jim Henson or the Dark Crystal?
Well, didn't he start pop-up books too? I don't know.
Maybe. I only know about regular books and these little guys.
But anyway, we've never met Jim Henson, but I consider Jim Henson a friend.
I feel like he'd be a good friend.
You know, I look outside, Lauren, and it's kind of rainy out today, huh?
Well, this morning it definitely was. I haven't seen rain since. It's been windy for me.
Yeah, it's been windy here.
Very windy.
Everybody keep an eye on your weather.
2 eyes on the weather. 1 eye on where you're walking. Because you have 3 eyes.
So, what else? Anything else?
I was going to ask you a question. Oh, if you could ask Jim Henson any question, what would you ask him? Like yeah.
You know what? Maybe I shouldn't answer this question, and we should ask our audience.
Well, they can answer it too, because their answers are going to be different. I want to know what your answer to the question is going to be.
So what was the question?
If you could sit down with Jim Henson right now and ask him any question, what would it be?
If I sat down with Jim Henson, I would ask him, why Kermit the Frog?
Can you expand upon that? Like, what do you mean by why?
What inspired you to recommend Kermit the Frog to a bunch of little kids?
Like, why put him out there in the forefront? Because I think he considered it his favorite Muppet, I remember learning.
Exactly.
Like, why was it your favorite of all? In fact, keep talking. I'm gonna find a picture for people on my phone.
Kermit the Frog was a great character, but also one of the greatest characters Yes, my friend, was Miss Piggy.
Oh, well, funny you say that. Because before I find the other picture, I'll share this one instead.
Yes, Kermit and Miss Piggy actually got married. Isn't that awesome?
Well, that was from an episode of The Muppet Show where I think she was like planning to marry him or trying to trick him into marry him or something. But here is actually Kermit. It's hard to see with the glare, but there's a little headband and there's a picture above of Jim Henson holding Kermit the Frog, and the headband is the very same one that he would wear while he puppeted Kermit. I thought that was pretty cool. This is from the Jim Henson exhibit from the Museum of Moving Images in Brooklyn, New York. I went there last year. I got a bunch of pictures. Like this guy. I don't know who that is, but I like him.
You know, I have a question for you, Lauren.
Shoot.
What as a child, okay, watching Sesame Street and watching Jim Henson own his craft, I would say.
Yeah.
What did Jim Henson teach you?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would really have to think about that before I gave a good answer, but I would say he taught me that you can really have a fun time with puppets, and puppets can be as much a character and really a real person. Personally, like you can feel like you're talking to a real person, even though you know it's felt or it's fur or it's someone's hand just moving inside a little monster suit. But you can put a personality in that monster hand. Like imagination, creativity, and your ability to just imbue life into something. It's just something humans can do.
For all you kids out there, puppets are life.
Can I show one more thing? I'm sorry I keep turning this into show and tell.
Yes.
We're talking about puppets, so I kind of have to. I keep it up here because I have a cat. But this is a kind of puppet as well. And if I can just temporarily, there's a magnet, and you can move his head up and down and side to side. But he's going home now because he's very big.
Yes, that is also a puppet.
Not a Muppet, though.
Not a Muppet. Exactly.
It's a wood baby.
I say one of these days on Zoom, we should all watch the Muppet movie.
On Zoom, are you talking about when we do our group Zooms?
Yes.
Muppet Treasure Island, I will 100%. That's my favorite. Tim Curry as, oh my God. What's the villain from Treasure Island? The pirate guy. Oh my God. Well, Tim Curry's amazing in it.
The pirate guy?
He's the main antagonist in Treasure Island, and I feel really stupid. Like, I have to forget something obvious one podcast. Like, every podcast, I have to forget something.
So, anything else?
I'm going to Google it. I'm going to... Treasure Island. Probably is something else. My characters. Long John Silver.
Always remember, folks, stay clean and stay hip.
Saying happy birthday at least twice when you wash your hands.
Don't wash your hands too much, though.
Well, I mean,
Because if you wash your hands too much, they get red. Yes.
that's why I have this right next to my desk. Advanced Therapy Hand Lotion.
That's it.
What?
Our next show,
No, I don't like where this is going.
we do an entire podcast on washing hands.
Oh. Well, I wouldn't say we do the entire podcast on it, but we can do a segment on hand washing.
Yeah.
Definitely can do that, for sure. Woo-hoo. Excuse me one moment. I just spilled coffee on myself. Say something cool while I go.
So, legend has it that Lauren has spilled coffee on herself, and I'm here to entertain. So, we love each and every one of you guys, and we love that you tune in every week to watch our show, and we want you to continue watching our podcast because we will have our podcast every Saturday, 1 p.m.
What did I miss?
And we do it with love.
I guess something about love.
No, I was just telling them to tune in every Saturday. And we do this podcast with love.
That's true, we do. Like a grandmother baking cookies. We do it with love. And maybe a little bit of sarcasm and humor. So, is there anything else we gotta touch on?
I don't think so.
Any last word? Well, no, I always say last words. It sounds so morbid. Any final words about our good friend Jim Henson and his Muppets and...
Jim Henson was a great man.
And I think
Was
we
a brave man.
definitely went over that.
And he will live in our hearts forever.
That's right here. Not over here. Not here or here.
But right here. We thank each and every one of you for watching the Ian and Lauren Coffee Hour.
Cheers to that. Clink. So, we should clink our glasses and mugs together after you finish that. Chut, chut, chut.
Don't do that.
Choking hazard. Okay, let's clink our glasses together. Clink. Are we signing off?
So, folks, it's been a great run, a great show. And we love you all.
We'll see you next time. Same place, same time-ish, same coffee. But a new subject, a new theme, and a new trivia or brain teaser question. So stay tuned. Hey, want to say bye?
Bye-bye.
Au revoir.